band.
Twat something. Oh, that's all I know.
It was something twat or twat something, yeah.
Twat-tastical.
Let's say it again.
Christy,
Twat something.
Twat something. Christy is in
I think we're live.
Pittsburgh or something, meeting Ben Stiller tonight. Weird.
And we're live.
And we're live.
Where was our intro? Anyway.
I know he doesn't. We don't even get an intro
It's okay.
anymore.
It's okay.
Hold on. Here he comes. Shh.
Welcome, Tim.
Thank you. Milfs and Merlot, swearing, drinking, hot bitches,
warning,
fucked up stuff, warning,
blah, blah,
alert,
blah.
red alert, red
Blah, blah,
alert.
blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yada,
if you're still
yada.
watching, then you're good.
Perfection.
Yay.
Okay, welcome. Welcome to our October Milfs and Merlot with Erik Biggs from Dearborn Paranormal.
Dearborn Paranormal,
yes, okay.
Research Society.
Well, what is the actual...
Research Society.
Dearborn Paranormal Research
Okay.
Society. We used to be Michigan Paranormal Investigation Team a few years back. I pulled that name because there was just too many Michigans this, Michigans that. Mm-hmm. So now it's pretty much just me. I used to have some people with me, but that just didn't work out. I found I'm more in control when it's just me, and I can have more people come in and have them as guests and experience things on their own rather than having a bunch of people try to guide other people around. It just kind of gets chaotic to me.
Yeah.
If it's just me, I know the program, I know what we're going in to do, and it's a great thing.
What made you get into that?
So I grew up on Pardee Street in Dearborn between Carlisle and Dartmouth. My family had owned the house the entire time since it was built. The first story that developed out of our house on Pardee there was from my deceased uncle. My dad and his family actually went to church on Sunday and left my Uncle Bill at home, and he went to the bathroom, and he literally heard footsteps up and down the hall of the house. Now, he knew nobody was there. He knew the doors were locked. He got so scared, he actually went and hopped out the bathroom window.
Oh.
Stop.
And when my grandparents got back, they were like, "What are you doing on the front porch?" And my Uncle Bill at that time told him, "Look, I was in the bathroom. Somebody was in the house. I got scared, so I jumped out of the bathroom window."
Oh, wow.
So then fast forward a few years later, it was a regular occurrence for us at our house to have people over Saturday night, just to everybody decompress from the work week and things like that. There was like a round table in the basement, a long section, I wouldn't say like a hallway, it was wider than a hallway, and then the stairs going upstairs to the first floor of the house. So what had happened was everybody was having a good time, they were listening to music and playing some cards, and next thing you know, one of my dad's friends looked at my mom and said, "Did you guys see this?" And everybody was like, "You seen it too?" I thought I was the only one.
What was it?
It was a dark apparition shadow, probably about 6 feet tall, stood up and literally showed itself in about a 30-second period. It disappeared. And 7 people seen it. And literally after it happened, my mom had said everybody got up and pretty much disbanded real quick because everybody was kind of
We're going home.
Yeah,
we're the hell out of here.
Yeah, we're gone. Bye-bye. So that happened, and then it kind of moved into me to where I would start seeing it. I used to do my homework down at that big round table because it was big enough for me to lay all my books down. I could open them up to certain areas and just kind of keep those as reference points as I was doing my homework. And that just, I started seeing this thing walk up constantly. It was like a reoccurring.
Were you not terrified?
But when you say I saw, so what is it? It's just like a dark blob.
Like
what
an
are we
outline.
talking about here?
So literally, most of the things that most people experience happens out of their peripheral vision.
Yeah, right.
And again, there's no book on this that says one way or another, hey, this is what's going to happen when you see a ghost. But from what I've seen in people-wise, it happens all out of the peripheral vision. So the first time I seen it, yes, I got scared. I actually got so scared, I went upstairs, I shut the door to my bedroom, and I didn't come out for the rest of the night. I was like, I'm in my safe spot. But then after it happened 2 and 3 times, I started getting used to it. So then it was no longer scary, so to say.
So it was just, that's in the beginning. It was just this shadow.
It's a big shadow, and it just materialized, and like it's... it's like a black fog almost. It's translucent to a point, but it's also kind of like a see-through. Like,
Did it ever progress into anything other than that?
So years later, I did hear activity in my house, and I'll kind of like sidebar this. So my brother, he passed away when he was 5 years old, tragically out in front of our house, got hit by a car. And there was also a great-grandma that my mom was very close to that she thought was maybe trying to reach out to her at the house as well. Both me and my mom are very sensitive to it. My dad, he was always a skeptic, and believe it or not, the one night when they were all there and everybody seen it, he was one of the only people that didn't see it. But that was because his back was kind of faced to that area.
He's like, yeah, no.
Coincidence.
He doesn't believe in any of that stuff. I love my dad a lot, and I've been trying to get him to come out with us. But for the most part, it is really interesting, and our house has had several things, noises, apparitions, and we think really it could be a past relative, or somebody relating to my mom, like she was saying her grandmother who she was really close to. It's very interesting. It really is. And when it happens and you don't expect it, it's even more like, what just happened?
Yeah, you question yourself.
You question yourself.
Yeah.
You want to sit there and say, no, I didn't get enough sleep last night, or but then when you
rationalize it.
Yeah, you rationalize it, and that's normal for any human being to do it. But when you go out looking for it, that's a different game altogether.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm more on the side of a skeptic. I just am. I don't know. My thing is, why wouldn't everybody experience something, right? So,
Sure.
there's little, groups here and there. Why hasn't she or I, or, you know what I mean?
I would love to, but it never happens.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
so I'll tell you like the precursors. What I tell people, like, if you want to get involved in this and you want to try to experience something, be open to what you don't normally look at. And that's the best way to start, is just kind of like look around and be like, okay, I know every time this door closes, it makes that squeak noise.
Yeah.
I know every time I go out to my car, these are the chain of events that happen. Or every time I go outside for a cigarette at night, this is what I know. But start looking. I mean, start questioning those things. Start looking around. Start just kind of feeling things out. Your body is your best tool for paranormal activity. When your hair stands up on its ends and you feel those chills run down the back of your spine,
That's real.
You can't figure that out.
I don't get that, though. That's what I'm saying.
And that,
I don't know.
So we only use 10% of our brains. I mean, we're all dispositioned differently. We come from different backgrounds.
Right.
I believe, personally, myself, is a lot of that. You have to kind of experience that part of your brain. You have to be open to different things and trying different things.
Yeah.
So what are some of these things that you have brought with you that you use so do people call you? I guess I'm still confused.
Yeah.
Like, do you get phone calls or
So back in the day when I was Michigan Paranormal Investigation Team, I used to do residential calls. I mean, and I'll tell you, being a paranormal investigator and doing residential calls, some things can be very legit. Like, we had a guy in Wyandotte contact us. He had a cemetery in his backyard. It was a built cemetery. They were putting in a fence, and they started pulling out a skull and shoulder bones and
shit.
And so he went to the city and said, "What's going on? Why am I putting in a fence pole and pulling out skulls?" And he had the skull.
Oh,
he had
that's
the
crazy.
skull.
Like why isn't that a marked thing?
It was very weird, but I guess long story short, they were putting in properties, and his backyard is a burial site, but it is unmarked graves. They don't know who was buried there, so they just left it, and the property itself didn't encroach onto the burial plots, other than the fact that he went to go put up a privacy fence and start pulling stuff out. But his property was very interesting because he had things going on that were they were just random things. He had problems with things falling off of shelves. He had strange noises, which I had heard myself, like almost like a little kid laughing, or like a ha 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 ha. I caught it on this here. This is an Olympus. It's a
just a recorder.
It's a recorder. This you can get on eBay, Amazon, and whatever it is. This VN4100 is very sensitive to ambient noises. So
this is like you'll just record and ask questions, and then
I will use provocation and try to provoke the spirit if there's one in the area to give us some information. Which
Okay, stop.
What?
Provoke the spirit?
Well, yes, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
So you have to engage it.
How do you provoke it?
So, what I do when I do
Tim.
We can still hear you, Tim.
Yeah.
so what I do is I'll say something like if you're a spirit here, can you speak into this device? Can you use your energy and speak into this device? And I will get intelligent answers out of thin air onto this device because this here's actually out of our hearing range.
Right. So then you replay it later,
So
listen to it.
and I turn up the audio. I mean, I'll double the audio and what it's recording, and you start hearing things.
So what kind of things have you heard?
Intelligent answers. Hello, my name is Mark.
Like clear to you?
Yeah, like clear. And it just starts coming out of the woodwork. It's very interesting. It is so cool though when you get an intelligent response. When you ask how did you die, and it starts. I died because I hung myself, or like
what?
You get several sentences together or several sayings together that you can piece it together, and then later on you go back to the property sheet or whatever. You go back to a murder that happened on that property.
It?
Well, you see that, and then the name that's there, that guy that's talking to you.
So you don't question this anymore. Like you are 150% a believer.
So
like we can contact the dead.
Yeah. Well, I do notice that tragic places have a tendency to have more negative energy, and that you have
like a demon.
Yeah. Well, you have to be careful because you can be susceptible to. Not like possession's a big thing that happens nowadays, but it does happen. So they say. I've personally never had it happen, but I have had some things. Yes, the good old Ouija board.
Yeah.
Bring it to me. You know.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that is. Again, you have to be careful who you're talking to because you don't know who you really.
So this is Parker Brothers.
Yeah,
Game maker. They're a game maker, and they put this out for how long now? This has been out for ever.
So my mom used to own an antique shop. This is the other part of it, and she used to get these, and she actually had one from Boston, Massachusetts. That was right around the time the witch massacre happened.
Oh, that's cool.
And that one was very, what I would say, like hot. I mean, I played with my childhood friend Ashley on that one, and we were both like, "Who is moving this thing?" And we weren't moving it. Like, she'd take her hands off of it, and of course it would stop moving, but there was no, like, something was dragging that thing around, and, it said a couple of things like, "I am Sam." So to me, you start
Sam.
Sam. Well, Sam.
Sam.
Sam is a short name for Sam Hain, which means the devil.
Yes, indeed.
And this thing was very, very interesting as far as what it produced as words and like random stuff. I mean, we both got freaked out. We didn't sleep that night. At the time, I think she was like 10. I was like 13 or 14. And I remember she called me real late. This is before cell phones were really popular. And she's like, "I can't sleep." And I'm like, "I can't either. I'm too freaked out." Like, it was really, really scary.
I've never played with a Ouija board. Have you? I mean, I know this is
when
yours,
I was younger.
But,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I brought this from home, but it's
I've never done it. Never.
Have you ever played with that one?
With what?
This
Have you
one?
ever
No.
played with that one?
I don't know if it was this one or not. It may not have been. Maybe. I've had it forever. I mean, literally since I lived in Detroit when I was younger. So I've had this for a long time.
So you've never had any kind of strange experiences?
I played with it, but I felt like somebody was moving it.
Sure.
Aside from this.
My mom has all kinds of weird stories but the only time I've ever felt anything is in our Dearborn Heights house. Mm-hmm. Like I used to feel like I'd see like dark flashes by the ground. But not up high.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was always like right, like around the
doors,
the door openings, and the what do you call it? The
baseboards.
Yeah, the baseboards.
Yep.
It would it would move really fast, and I would see it. It would catch my eye, and I would look really quick.
But
So that's one anomaly, and I'll tell you, where you used to live in Dearborn Heights, I've been to that house.
Mm-hmm.
I have a old map of Dearborn and Dearborn Heights.
I know that one was really old.
That
the house
is,
we lived
I
in.
believe that is one of the farmhouses that was tied to that area.
It was.
And I mean, you could have been seeing anything there. Period. I mean, it just there was probably
that house for sure. We definitely. I felt like there was. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't prove it. Like I'm like, oh, it's the lights and it's coming through this but
sure. No, you were probably onto something. That's usually like the type of responses that we got when
people normally have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you were there while they filmed talking about haunted places, Eloise. So
yes.
You were there while they did the film.
The filming of Eloise, yes. I got a call by a guy who was involved with documenting the filming. I'll give him a shout out, Chris Jackson.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
You're
Good
awesome,
friend of
Chris.
mine. He immediately started sending me pictures, and then I drove down there after he left and met some of the people that were filming. And they were like telling me like, we had a few things that happened on that we couldn't really explain as production crew. And I says, well, Eloise was a monster facility. I mean, it just really is kind of a remarkable site. I mean, behind Eloise is the Potter's Field, where there's multiple unmarked graves.
Yep. Like a lot of people died there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thousands, maybe almost.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at a lot of people died there, and it wasn't a good place. I mean, if you had a family member or Mel had a family member that was kind of off back in the days, that's where they would ship you, and they would just cut all ties. I mean, it was that
not a good.
Yeah. I mean,
not a good thing.
If you had a family member that was disabled or had some sort of mental illness, there was no treatment for it back then other than to send you to this place. And,
Right.
Get rid of you.
Yep.
We're done with you. We don't want to deal with it. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't. That movie though.
It could have been better for sure, but
the place. Have you ever gone down there? I did when I was a teenager.
I have not. I've always wanted to, but
so I was down there with some family in the early '90s, and we actually explored some of the tunnels and got chased out, which I tell everybody this, and I'm the good paranormal investigator. I don't trespass. I go through the channels and get the permission and talk to the building owners. And if they get very uptight, I have this document I present them with that's literally like, hey, if I go in this building, you're not responsible if I fall through the floor. A waiver, yeah.
That's common, is it not?
Yeah, it's more common now. But back when we first started being paranormal investigators, it was really trespass and go walk around the building and get what you can and get out and
We looked into we were going to try and do it this October, but maybe next October. It was the lunatic asylum in Ohio.
Are you talking about Mansfield Reformatory?
No,
Yes.
we were going to go to
Yes.
that. No, the place you were looking at was different. Remember, it was in West Virginia.
Oh, maybe it was
it
West
Eastern
Virginia.
State Penn?
Maybe there were
Penitentiary,
so many of them, but you can
Yeah.
do like an overnight stay and you can have it private, so
Yeah.
your own team can go. And I'm like, oh, it'd be
But
so
we've
fun.
talked about
Yeah.
the Ohio Reformatory.
Yep.
You've
Yep.
been
We're
there,
gonna,
right?
Yeah, we're gonna do that, and that's the other thing I got a 4-year-old and I have a 1-year-old. So for the last 5 years, I have been kind of laying back on this because I've been raising my kids.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you, Mel, and Heather, and we'll get a group of people,
I'm
and we're
in.
going to go down there to Mansfield Reformatory. It is absolutely one of my favorite sites.
Yeah, you've been there before.
Yes.
You've.
I physically walked there, and it is quite the experience with...
You didn't walk all the way there.
no, I
You just walked when you got there. Okay, because it is
Making
kind of
sure.
far.
Making
Yeah, that's that. So Mansfield, Ohio, is just a very old town in general. When you drive through to go to Mansfield Reformatory, it is you're just looking around and these buildings just got history. I mean, you can tell instantly as soon as you get in the city.
Let me ask you this: what's your creepiest experience that you've ever had, anywhere?
So the creepiest experience I've ever had was actually in Dearborn at the Commandant's Quarters on Michigan Avenue.
What is that?
The Commandant's Quarters. It's on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn. It's one of the old pieces of the fort that's still left. It's next to Dearborn Music. If you've ever been to Dearborn Music, there's that old building there. That one there, I actually had something touch me. I was on the 3rd floor, which is a storage closet for most of their old Civil War relics and things like that. And I was doing an EVP session on my recorder, and I started asking, "Are you a soldier?" As soon as I asked if he was a soldier, whatever it was, I think it was he put his hand on my shoulder. And we had also down on the 1st floor a motion detector start going crazy, and I literally got out of there. And then at the time, my cousin Paul was on board. He came up and did an EVP session up at the same spot, and it raised the hair on
What
my.
did it say?
It said, "I am here. I am here." Right after my direct question.
Yeah.
And I got touched, and like I
Touched
said,
where?
right on my shoulder. Like,
Okay.
you know how like somebody walks up behind you and puts their hand? It was like
Yeah.
a hand like that touched.
So it wasn't like aggressive.
No, it
Okay.
wasn't aggressive. But then after I started listening to the audio, and there was also some other things on there that I didn't hear with my ear. I couldn't make any of it out, but it sounded like something was trying to communicate with me. It was very, very interesting. So Yeah, I love the Commandant's Quarters. That was my favorite spot. And then, of course, Mansfield Reformatory was great. Places I still want to go is Bobby Mackey's, and that was actually made very popular by Ghost Adventures, which is a great TV show.
What is this place?
It's an old country western bar, but it's they say it has the portal from hell in the basement.
Stop it.
It's actually a well where they decapitated a young lady and threw her head down the well, and had a bunch of like crazy stuff happen in the building.
You don't say.
Yeah, it's been exorcised. They actually had a priest come out and exorcise the building. That is also where I've seen shadow people, and that was made live on TV. And it's a guy with a cowboy hat that comes out of nowhere, like. Huh. And these are things that you just can't really fake. I guess it's what I call a genuine paranormal. I don't know.
Well, what is a genuine paranormal to you?
To me, it's like literally something that can't be physically made.
But okay, so if you're watching a video on YouTube, you can fake anything, really.
You can, to an extent. When you have things that come out in full shadows and they're freestanding in the middle of a room. And
let me ask you, sorry. I just thought of it. Have you ever seen that video of that hotel?
Stanley Hotel?
Is that what it is? Where the guy goes in, they keep hearing, they're radioing each other, and they're like, go into room, whatever. And there's a guy that works for the hotel there, and you can hear screams. He's like, we keep getting reports of screaming.
That happened in that one room. Yeah, I did see that. I didn't really look into that a whole bunch because there was a lot of questions around even the filming.
Yeah.
So to me,
let me tell you. Okay, so what it is, he's standing out there, and he's like, we're getting reports of screaming, and you can actually hear it, through the audio
the
recording.
Or whatever.
And so he's like, well, just go ahead and go in. So he goes in, and he said all the furniture is flipped.
It was like
flipped up.
Yeah, the whole room was like messed up.
Yeah, it was messed up, and nobody was supposed to be in there, right?
Sure, correct.
And then, what was it? I thought there was something else. They like called the cops or something. Oh, and then you see a shadow figure
then you
come
see
out.
a shadow come out and walk down the hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I would say that was some good
I gotta
evidence.
show you it. I gotta look it up.
Yeah,
what should I don't even know how to work this computer, literally. Where's Tim when I need him?
Let's see. Yeah,
Here we go. Got it. What should I put? Let's Ghost. He came to the rescue. Ghost in
Hi, Tim.
Hotel. Oh, it said, see, it's fake. Is that it? 209?
Snopes.
I don't remember what the hotel
Snopes.
was.
They'll tell you it's a hoax.
What hotel are we talking
It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
That's the right first one.
This one?
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's Ghost Screaming in Hotel, Haunted Hotel on YouTube.
Stop
So
eating
it's like
breakfast.
they're like talking, the employees are talking, like radioing to each other. Yeah, so see, here you go.
September
All right,
14th.
so we typed in YouTube ghost in hotel, and it was the first thing that came up.
Yeah.
So here we go. This not edited.
Well, yeah, they say.
Not-
you know what I
not-
mean?
Just so you know, we don't have
Audio to that.
the YouTube audio is not coming over.
Right.
the live
Sure.
stream.
So there's reports of a lot of screaming coming from the room, so they're going down. He's on his way right down there right now to check it out. This must be security.
Right.
They hear
So-
screaming
From-
from 209. They're like, what's going on? He's walking up to the door.
So any good production crew could probably make this happen.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
This Heather, I would tell you, would be like very questionable.
I
to
think,
me.
yeah.
I think if you Snope this, it's fake.
We're going to, but listen, I mean,
It's interesting. It
but
really
it
is,
looks
though.
very credible, right?
Yes,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like, you can produce almost anything, in my opinion, to make it look like it's fucking real.
So he's
Hence,
He's freaked out.
horror movies.
Right, well, thank you. I'm just saying.
Listen,
But I think. Go ahead.
you go ahead if it's still on this topic.
Yeah, go ahead.
Annabelle doll.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real doll, though, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's terrifying.
There was just an investigation done at a house where a hand of a doll that was haunted just stuck its hand out and went like this.
Oh, hell no.
Stop it.
Now again,
And
it's
that's-
questionable.
That's the point where I leave screaming. I'm all set.
Yeah.
I know Travel Channel was supposed to have something on Halloween.
Well,
That's
here it is
right
right
there,
here.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they're
it.
moving
Yep.
it.
Yep.
It's like a Raggedy Ann doll.
It
Yeah.
does look like Raggedy Ann.
It is
which
a
makes
Raggedy
it
Ann.
kind of creepier.
I
to
have a
me.
doll just like that.
Doesn't it for some reason? I don't know.
It's
Makes
super
it
creepy to me,
creepier.
'cause
Oh,
it's
she's
real.
pretty creepy though.
That's the doll they use
I
for the
mean,
movie.
Come on.
Yeah, you got to.
So do you think
really,
that-
you got to use your discretion?
Well,
really.
okay, but in your opinion, right? You've done things, right? So, like, can a doll be haunted? Like, do you
Objects
really...
can be haunted.
Okay, you
Absolutely.
think so?
Yes, if they're involved in a traumatic scenario or traumatic thing, it could have some energy tied to it that is not necessarily the greatest. I mean, let's face it, us three sitting here, we are moving energy.
Yeah.
When we die, that energy leaves our body and disperses.
Right.
Where does it go?
Where does
what
it
does
go?
it do?
Yeah.
What is it? You know, there's no book. I mean, there's books where the pharaohs have came back and said, when you die, this is what you expect. The Book of the Dead talks about reed fields, things like that. I've interviewed people.
What's that?
Well, they say you go through a transition in the afterlife, and you have a certain process that actually you go through when you die. And I've had people that have never looked at the Book of the Dead or done any of this and explain that to a T. So that's how I know that those people are like kind of onto something, I guess, the life after death. I don't get into that a lot. I have gotten calls like, hey, I've seen God. And
You're like, whoa. Out of my
On my
realm.
bagel.
and that's a tough one to even
This is my
stomach.
specialty.
Yeah, yep. And you get into religion and all that other stuff, and it kind of gets really crazy as far as what people want to ask you. And, you know, it's like, can you talk to God and ask him if that was
Jesus.
really, did I really die? And it's like, no, I can't do that. I don't have that ability. Like, I just work with what's here.
Okay, so what are some of the other things that you have here with you today that you work with normally?
Sure. So we talked about the EVP. This is another cool device. It's a laser grid. I can put it right on you. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, on her boobs. Right, pull it down.
Very
I can barely see your boobs. There we go.
There we go.
There
yeah.
we
and then
go.
I can focus too. And
Yeah. Ooh,
So what
Lord.
this
I wish
does-
Tim was in there to really focus on that, but I don't think he is. Yes.
So this is cool because what happens is if anything intersects it, you can kind of see what goes in front of it. So what I do is I set this onto a tripod. I set this onto a tripod, and if something walks in front of it, you can see it.
Okay.
It's really a cool device.
So you're thinking, so if it's up against in a room somewhere, if something walks, you're going to be able to see
Yes.
in front of it, right?
And
Okay.
I've had this at 100+ places, and I've never seen anything walk in front of it.
Really?
Which is very interesting.
That's telling. I don't know.
I can say that. I
yeah.
don't
What's
think you'd
what's
be able
the
to find it.
explanation there?
Yeah, it's just like an intersection thing where if something walks
No, I
in
mean
front
like for having it at 100 places and never seeing anything walk in front of it.
it makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially Heather.
Yeah,
Yep,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. it does.
No, for the
Thank you.
skepticism factor, this has.
Timmy, what a great,
love her.
great
Thank
producer.
you.
Great producer.
Are you?
I'm good, thank you, sir.
good.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll take
Hold on,
your
real quick.
coconut.
Cheers.
Here, hold on. Let me get up here.
Cheers. Happy
cheers.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Thank you, Timmy.
Oh, it's a big one.
You know, I had a drink of that, and I thought first thing I thought was Captain Jack Sparrow.
Ooh, why?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because of the thingy?
The something about the flavor, the Caribbean. You know.
It's delicious.
All right, what
Thank you,
other
Timmy.
tools do you use?
So this laser thing, it hasn't been a big hit, but it's fun. I entertain its thought every day when I go to a location. I try
Well,
to use it.
now, wouldn't you shit if something really did?
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
100 places?
Yep.
Right, after
Yeah,
100
no.
times, and then finally
Thank
it's
you,
like,
Tim.
what's up, you know?
Yeah, I would definitely be like, okay, this is something that has now worked for me and shown the light of something that is.
Oh, Lord.
Good Lord, Ed.
I'm sorry. Oh.
Yeah, so if it worked, it would be great. If it didn't work.
And your camera.
Yeah, so there's a couple other pieces I don't have here. This is one camera, and this one is infrared ultraviolet. And you-
So it's like heat signature
Heather,
kind of
you-
thing.
Heather looks smoking hot through this
I mean,
thing.
let me just say.
I wish you guys
listen.
could see.
Spicy, Heather, very spicy.
Very spicy. I like it.
Yep.
Okay, so
I'll-
explain that. How does that
so
work?
I don't know if this camera's good enough, but you guys can kind of see the color on the camera here. It's like a pinkish color. Infrared and ultraviolet spectrum. It's called a full spectrum camera. I got this right here. And what it does is literally see what we don't see. I was telling Mel earlier that I use this sometimes to check my remotes when I start having a problem with the remote, because the remote is infrared and it can see the light coming out of the remote. It works good for changing batteries. It really does.
It's his main.
Yes, it's my main test. But yeah, this has caught some good evidence. Cotton. That's not
Cotton.
the word.
It's
Cotton.
okay.
Cotton.
It's cotton.
It's caught some evidence. This has been a very crucial key to catching different anomalies that have happened. And if you guys have been on my YouTube page, I have one of them, which is at a private residence, where a little ball of light kind of makes an intelligent turn and makes a hook to the left and goes down a hall. I had the same thing happen at Mansfield Reformatory. It was like a little ball, and it went right into one of my investigators' chins. I mean, just went
Was
right
he
in.
possessed after that?
She was not.
Oh,
She made the comment after that she felt hot. She felt different.
Hot meaning what? Hot temperature?
Yeah, like hot.
Oh, sorry, I was just
temperature.
checking.
It was getting
checking.
hot in here.
I didn't know she was like, no, anyway.
Yeah, she totally dropped the it's hot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So this has cotton. Said it again. Cotton. Tim. It was the cherries.
It's okay, yeah.
They-
She had
we
a
do it all the
cherry.
time. You should hear it when we have our spelling bees.
No, listen, it's embarrassing. We're embarrassed. It's fine.
Yes.
You're doing great.
Yes.
so good.
So yeah, this has been a key piece of my investigation equipment. It has not only picked up audio abnormalities, but strange little video things. I don't even have it all loaded on YouTube because I keep my kind of stuff private.
Your good stuff private?
My good stuff very private.
Well, why is that, though?
Copyright. A lot of times nowadays,
people
if
steal shit?
Yeah, and like if I put it on Facebook or I put it on YouTube, it turns into I found this, you didn't, and they start trying to copyright my stuff. So I'll get that on some stuff, and maybe I'll bring it over to the show here and let you guys see it.
That would be so cool.
But yeah, the other one that happened to me was at Mansfield Reformatory too. That's
in Ohio.
That was another one where this again big black mast in front of this camera showed itself kind of, and then disappeared. I have no explanation for it whatsoever. It was in the chapel, strangely enough, at the Reformatory. I love that place. The Reformatory.
We're going to go there.
Yeah.
And we're going to film some shit.
Here is his other tool.
Yes. For
The
the
Ouija
Ouija.
board.
Ouija. Or some people call it Ouija.
Would you use this as a tool? Is this
Credible. He
is
already
this a
talked about
credible
it.
tool?
He
I mean, is
said-
it a credible
yeah,
tool?
It could be. I mean, it could be. Again, it depends on, I think, where you're at, what kind of energy is there, and most importantly, the people that you're playing with are honest.
Yeah.
listen.
For sure.
Yeah.
So how
We're
about
trying it,
really
Heather,
quick?
someday.
Can you do like an EVP? Like, can you
Yes.
like record and just see? Can you just like do something? Even though
Sure.
if we can't like reveal it today,
Yeah, we can do that.
can we ask some questions and be
Sure.
like, "Are you sexually frustrated,
Hang on a
Ghost?
second.
Are you?" Because it could be. I'm just saying. What if I don't know?
I just wanted to, since you're doing that, I wanted to go on record as saying, I believe that if there are any spirits on this property,
You don't want to fuck with
they're
them?
benevolent. No. I believe that it's neutral. In
Yeah.
other words, I believe it's spiritually
Sure.
neutral.
Okay.
Sure.
So I want to do that before he fires up any gear,
Yeah.
cut the horse shit, because
Yeah.
I have a sensitivity to that stuff too.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he does.
100%,
True
yeah.
story. Do tell.
There's a lot.
Tim,
but-
he always had a sense.
Damn
I
it.
told him
Sensitive,
to be
yeah.
on tonight.
But he
But
couldn't.
but I want to go on record beforehand. I'm just going to say that I believe the place is spiritually neutral.
Okay.
Not good or bad. I mean, we are
So we're
very.
not gonna get it.
We have this house is nothing but love and happiness ever since that this family's been here.
Okay.
But I'm just going on record that neutral. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, Tim. I'm a good judge of character, and I have not felt anything at this place.
You're like not reading
Nothing.
anything.
No,
Okay.
I am not picking up anything in general as far as what people would suggest or say.
Well, here's what we're going to have to do. For sure, you're going to have to come back. We're going to have Tim on with us. We're going to delve more into what he just fucking said. Because
Sure.
what? But okay. So the probability of something coming through for us today is probably nil. But okay, let's just, I don't know, just throw some shit out there.
Sure.
Like, let's start it and be like, hey, do your thing. Show us what you do.
Now I go, can we go?
Like, what if you're just doing something, you would go in and do what?
So one thing that I
She's
have
not
to
answering.
I don't know, disclose, is even with my headphones on right now, I can hear some activity upstairs. Somebody
For sure, I
walking
can
around.
too.
So,
Yeah.
So we know that's present.
Right.
We know that maybe there'll be some doors opening
Some
and
thumps,
closing.
a little light thumps, or
So where it comes into play is what we don't hear.
okay. So, but we said all that.
Yep.
We know there's we heard a few things earlier.
Yep.
We could decipher what's
And usually
normal
I can
and what's
pick
not.
that apart.
Yeah,
Pretty good. So what we'll do is I'll just start this right now. Literally, you just hit record,
Okay.
and we're live now.
So, but do you give it a few minutes?
So yeah,
Do you
so
wait?
I
don't know
usually
why
wait a
whispering.
minute. No, we're talking. It's good. I'll know. So I'll say, this is Erik, recording 12 minutes or 12 seconds. Is there anybody here that wishes to communicate with us? Speak into this device. Can you tell me your name? And then you just give it a minute.
Just wait. Yep.
Just
Just
wait.
response
Yep.
time. Yep.
So, did you die on this property? Are you here with us right now? Can you give me your name? Can you tell me your name?
Stop yelling. That was for Tim.
Yeah. But the provocation, that's really what I've had
Yeah.
most success with is being honest when it's like
Right.
you're talking into the wind. Like,
Yeah.
yes, you are there. You have to. So you just ask it again. Is there anybody here that wishes to communicate with us? Can you tell us your name? Speak into my device. That's it.
Okay. All right.
mean,
So
so-
we're gonna just play it back. You never fucking know, man. He could call me tomorrow and be like, Heather.
It's Judy.
I mean,
Her name
I got
is
some
Judy.
shit. He's gonna be like, it's Judy, and Judy's pissed.
Judy
she
is-
hates Tim.
Judy-
Judy hates Tim.
Judy said Tim
Yeah.
showers way too long.
She wanted me to tell you that she hates Tim. She wants him to move out.
Could be that ex-girlfriend you never heard from again.
Yeah.
Could be.
right.
I don't know. I'm just saying. That would be okay. So what else besides what is this gray thing right here? What do you call that?
So this right here is it's in milligauss. It's a EMF meter. It measures electromagnetic frequency.
Like
this
it.
thing is very sensitive to cell phones. So
Oh.
Mel, do you got your no? Bring it over here.
Okay.
So like,
He's gonna
can
show
you
you.
send a text message to somebody really quick?
To me right now. Tell me you love me.
So you
Actually, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna give you a little inside story.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm gonna
like
text
it.
Christy right now because Christy is in Pittsburgh and she's in Ben Stiller's hotel room. They're doing some filming of a sitcom or whatnot, and she just sent me a picture of his bathroom. So let me send her one
Oh,
back.
I see her.
So you can see
There it
how
goes.
that's.
Oh, that lit up when I sent my text.
Yep, and that's
So you see, Tess.
that's the frequency or the milligauss. It's actually
You
moving.
see it?
Yep, you see it there.
As soon
Got
as
it.
I hit send, those lights started going crazy.
Okay.
Yep. So this is actually telling me that there's something moving through the air right now.
Okay.
And it's your text message. I mean, it's that simple.
Okay. No
So,
texting. Do we see
This is a
anything
good
else?
one. When I tell a person to cut off all the power in their house, and I don't have my phone on me, I don't leave my phone on me, I don't leave anything that would cause any electronic disturbance, and this thing starts going,
Yeah.
there's an indication that there's something going on. I mean, this is out of thin air. I mean, I can't replicate this. I can't change it.
And that's when in the movies they go, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see right now, and I'm used to cell phones, so that was your cell phone all the way
Yeah.
over here.
So what do we got now?
that?
Nothing.
That's your cell phone.
Oh, still?
Okay, so what if
Yeah.
what if we put our cell phones out of here?
We would still pick up all the recording equipment,
Okay.
the lights. It would.
So this is not
Being
a
in the
prime,
studio isn't
Yeah.
a prime.
prime
Yeah.
spot.
No, but I just, I've been watching it. I had it over here. It's kind of away from everything. So if anybody ever does, I mean, yeah, you can.
So if it goes nuts, you're gonna be like,
Well, if it starts hitting red, that's usually when stuff starts happening. When it goes red, that's enough electromagnetic field to feed whatever's going on in the room. As far as what I've, with my experience, have seen.
okay.
So you being touched on your shoulder that one time, is that the closest experience you've had?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there
Absolutely.
hasn't been anything more terrifying than that.
And
okay.
this is the other one. I've heard many paranormal investigators say I've gotten scratched.
Oh,
Well,
I've seen that. Yeah.
again, I can scratch myself and
Right.
say,
Yeah,
I just
look.
got scratched. Yeah, look, I got scratched again.
Well, did you see that one? It was a popular. I can't remember the name of him, but like a brick like shot up in the air and like shot across the room?
That was Ghost Adventures, yeah.
Was it Ghost Adventures? Okay.
Yep. That was like very forefront. He was making a documentary at the hotel in Arizona. I can't think of it right now. But he was doing that, and they went down into the basement, which is a very naturally active place, and they had poltergeist activity.
Well, let me just quick interjection here.
Sure.
Why is the basement always like a creepy, like
Underground.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, that's, you know, like
Sure.
your typical. Like I don't understand. Like, what's the difference between a basement and a motherfucking attic or a main? Like,
it's I can't honestly answer that question. They just say that if anything's going to happen, it's going to be at the lowest point of the house.
but why? I wonder.
It's always the lowest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my main shit coming out.
I can answer that.
Okay, answer it.
Here, put your. I'm gonna go there.
This is a funny story.
Okay.
This should be
Is
interesting
it?
for you as a
Oh,
researcher.
thank you, doll. Cheers.
Cheers.
Love
Yeah.
you. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Go ahead. Listening.
I learned from a real estate agent who was, he was doing his business, kicking ass in the 80s and the 90s.
Look at that air girl.
Wow. And
I can't concentrate.
He told me when you're showing people a house, this is what he taught me.
Swallowed your ear. I'm
sorry.
He taught me that the only way to look at a house, especially for first-time home buyers, people who are looking at homes that are like they've never looked at before, they're moving from their Redford house to their Livonia or their Canton house, and they're looking at a different class of home, right?
Sure.
Or if they're first-time home buyers, whatever. If you're new to the home buying experience or you're looking at homes that are different than what you're used to looking at, there's only one way to properly look at a home, and that is when you enter the home, go to the deepest, darkest portion of the property. Yes. And this guy wasn't being spooky. This man, Kevin Bramble, God bless him. I hope maybe he'll hear this, but he was teaching me how to sell houses, and this was his technique, and he'd been doing it for decades. And he said this was the way. If you could just open the door and get your clients down to the deepest, darkest portion of the home, and then have them work their way from there.
Gotcha.
They'll see the whole story of the house,
Sure.
right? As opposed to going to the kitchen, it's got the granite,
It's nice.
and then zip, zap, zap, and then all of a sudden you get the basement, and it's fucking,
You don't want to end
a
on
dungeon.
that note, right?
Exactly.
You want to start grow
there,
from
go to the
there.
deepest, darkest portion. So he taught me that, and it's stuck. And everybody who I've ever showed a home to, whether they're friends or family or clients or people that I've never met, they, especially if they walk in and they're just like, they're sort of like awestruck, they're just looking everywhere. I say, hey, let me tell you a story about the guy who taught me how to look at homes.
What a great fucking idea.
And I tell them, hey, you can look at this house. This is your money. You're buying a house. Let me share with you a story from the guy who taught me how to look at homes.
But fantastic, because most people, yes, that's fantastic. But so it aligns itself right with, like, I gotta say, like, down deep in the basement, hell, whatever.
Right. So this is what I'm getting at. This is what I'm getting at. So when I started doing that, I had to start practicing what I preached. So when I would look at homes, I would have to go down there, right? And I noticed that one time, my ex-wife and I were looking at a home, and I didn't even make it past, Redford, Livonia homes where it's a bungalow and you come in the side door.
That's my house.
You walk in, you can either go down in the basement or you can go up into the kitchen.
Yep.
We were in one of those homes, right? I didn't make it past the fucking
landing.
Really?
The landing. I didn't. No. I said, see you guys. And I let the agent and my ex-wife walk through.
Do tell.
Because I felt it.
What did you feel, though?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. Now, this is really fucked up. We're going to a really dark place here.
I like it.
Okay?
I wish you would.
Where do bad things happen? Do they happen in the light of day and blue skies?
Both. Yes, they do.
They do. No, you're right.
They do.
You're right. But impetuous, persistent, abusive. Where do abusive, persistent things happen?
You're asking the wrong person, apparently, because I will say both.
And I
But
know
I
what you're
understand
saying.
what you're asking me.
Yeah.
For. Most people, yes, you think it's dark.
Figuratively
it's,
and literally, they're in dark and they're in
Right.
secret.
I
right?
understand what you're saying.
And where's
Yes.
the darkest, most secretive
Your
portion
basement.
is your
Your-
basement.
yeah.
Yes.
So I got to
course.
jump in here. This is kind of funny. Not only your basement, but the my favorite one is the Valeska Axe House murder.
Oh, yeah. I'm
he-
gonna go there.
He sat
Bed and
inside.
breakfast, bitch.
He sat inside the attic, which is the darkest, deepest place of the attic,
Yes.
and waited for everybody to kind of, I don't know, settle down.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out axe wielding,
So, well, I don't remember. Yeah. Like the.
or the lady. I think
Yeah,
it was the lady.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the lady who did it. But
Does she have a mustache?
that was kind of a
It's.
story.
I get it.
You guys are off camera, so you can do whatever.
Thank God.
Whatever you want, whatever.
Yeah.
Just,
Can I
just
go?
let it. Yeah.
Let's make out, Heather.
Let's turn on this. Here, I'll turn on this one. Here.
Right.
You missed it. Sorry.
So what happened was, the awareness of my sensitivity totally came from real estate,
Sure.
because I started saying, "Well, let's test this.
Sure.
Oh
Let's see what happens here." And because of that one incident, now I wasn't the realtor in that incident. I was the buyer. It was me and
Okay.
my ex-wife.
Gotcha.
And we had a realtor. This is before I had my license.
Okay.
We were just looking at homes.
Yeah.
And I got to the fucking landing of the stairs and said,
okay, but listen.
"We're not
but what
buying
did
this."
you
And
feel?
I split.
Out.
You have to tell me.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's very
Please.
simple. Prickly, vibration,
Okay.
hair standing up. That's it.
That's
it's
it.
It's
So-
very easy. So from that moment, I was able to create a baseline. I was like, okay, well, this is when there's something really bad,
Oh,
right?
I see.
So
Yeah.
I felt that. I had the prickly, the hair standing up. I'm not supposed to be here.
Right.
Something bad happened, and that created a baseline. And I was like, okay, whenever I feel anything like that,
Judge.
yeah.
Yeah.
When
So-
you hear "get out,"
Right. Well, that's
Or no.
that's not baseline. That's maximum. That's 100%. Yeah.
That's the Grudge.
So now,
See, for the headphones people, it's more like this. I am right here.
I am right here.
Yeah.
there was no sound.
Fucking
There was no
bitch.
sound. There was no context. There was no pretext. It was fucking.
That's crazy.
This is
though.
bad. Get out now. I literally now, and you know how I work with clients. I treat every client when it comes to real estate. You either. Your family, like I don't hold back. I don't play patty
Well, you
cake.
shouldn't, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, that's how I am. There's other people that just do it and they go through the motions. If I'm helping you buy or sell a house, you're my sister now.
Yeah.
So
it's
for
like,
better
that's
or worse,
important.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that is that you get 100% Tim when that happens.
I love 100%
So you're-
Tim.
Yeah. So you're gonna hear about. So when I got people.
Bottoms up.
So the same thing happened where if I'm showing somebody a house, I'll go to the deepest, darkest place.
Yeah.
They go, "Oh yeah, thanks Tim. Thanks for your advice. We're gonna look at this fucking house." Like,
But Tim,
weirdo.
that's got some truth because I'll
Yeah.
tell you, a few years ago, I helped my mom look for a house, and she lives on the corner of Carlisle and Telegraph in Dearborn. I love you, Mom, if you're watching.
We all love you. We all love you.
Yes, we love you, Mom. But we looked for several houses like right in that area, and we went into this one, and we went down to the basement, and it was just that, like, just like you said, it's like, I'm looking around, and I'm just,
Gone.
I did not, yeah,
Yep.
we passed on it instantly. Like
Yeah.
by the time we got out of the side door, it was like, look, the kitchen was nice, but the
Right.
basement
Yeah,
sucked.
the
So long
basement
story short is
sucks.
you got equipment and you know you can say you can be a skeptic all day long. The fact is that there's so I could turn this television to pick up high definition television signals right now.
Yes.
Right? Tomorrow at fucking 8:00, we can watch the Lions game on this TV.
For sure.
Over the air.
And what's your point?
Over the air. So magical air
Really?
is going to come through, and the Lions
Come
game is
on.
going to be right here,
That's
right?
different.
No. No.
Same. Say he's
It's
absolutely
it's
right.
100% the same thing.
Different.
So any skeptic, come on up,
I'm right here.
step up. Oh, you're a skeptic
Yeah.
with your fucking S&M kitty ears.
yeah.
I'll make
you look
a-
like a skeptic.
Wow.
2018 Heather, I'll make you a believer.
Listen,
I want you to.
I promise that.
so you stepped up to me and you're going to say, and my son Alex is a hardcore skeptic. You're going to tell me that you're aware of, and you can feel, and you can with 100% accuracy and certainty tell me that there are no frequencies that we can't feel. You're gonna double
This
down
is what
on
I
that,
will
right?
tell you. I will never tell you anything 100% normally.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's ignorant to say that, well, I know. There are a few things I should say. there are a few things that I will tell you 100% on, right? I feel like that's taking the side of ignorance to say that I know for sure. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But my percentage that gives leeway is very tiny. It's very tiny.
I get it, and I respect that.
It's very tiny.
The problem is that people put walls up because of religion, because of other...
Well, right.
There's other suppositions, right?
Too.
There's other suppositions where people put these walls up. No.
Come hither.
Listen, we can't feel everything. There's a spectrum of things. Who the fuck knows what we're missing out on?
No, and
We're missing out on a
that's what I'm
ton
saying.
of shit. Because if I can put the Lions on this TV tomorrow in high def, you mean to fucking tell me that we got everything locked down
No.
in terms of frequencies?
No, but
No, it's magic. It's fucking magic.
But
The
listen.
Lions will be on this TV in high def, and you're going to tell me that, oh no, there are no paranormal frequencies. No.
Give me proof that I can fucking see
That
with
you
my
can see the
own
Lions?
eyes. No.
You come over tomorrow at 8
That's
o'clock. It's Sunday
different.
Night Football.
What he just said, right? So we've been talking about this. There are things. It's so
I'll take you to-
easy nowadays
come
to
come
fake
show a house
shit.
with me.
I will any
Do you
day.
believe
Yeah.
in God?
No,
Okay, because I was going to say you can't see him either.
I
but-
know.
Yeah.
but-
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And it's not about those
Boom.
gotcha.
Right.
It's not about gotcha arguments, right?
No,
Correct.
no,
Correct.
and this is what I'm saying. Like I said about that, I'm never going to say to you 100%. I know for. That's to me. That's
Good.
ignorant. You have to say, yes. I can't say there's
Prove it
not
to
a
me.
Show me
something.
something.
Yeah.
But you
Sure.
need to show me some shit.
So
That's all.
This is the other big part of the picture right here. Okay, so without the TV shows such as Taps, Ghost Adventures, Paranormal Lockdown, there would be no entertainment in this department.
Right.
And they're on those shows because they entertain. If they didn't have anything to entertain, then there would be nothing. So again, I'll go into the a few of those paranormal guys have gotten busted faking things. Don't believe everything that you
You're
see.
right.
Believe what you see yourself, and hopefully you're lucky enough to document it.
Listen,
Well, I got to tell you, the way that you're presenting this stuff, Eric, is super valuable
For
because
sure.
you're not being biased. You're being intelligent. And I told Alex that we were doing this. You know,
I can't take you
I can't-
seriously.
I
with
can't,
that
I can't.
fucking thing
What?
on. I
What?
can't take you seriously.
with what thing on?
Time to eat some more ear.
Anyway,
but listen,
I told my son about this, and my son is the skeptic.
Okay.
And I mean, you're talking about a kid who, in 8th grade of Catholic school, right, when it's time to take your confirmation or whatever the hell it is,
we're about to.
he told the priest that runs the school, he said, I can't continue, I'm a scientist.
I like
Sure.
it. I
My
like
son
it.
said that,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
So he's the skeptic.
Sure.
Factual shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he said, oh, you have a paranormal. He's like, yeah, me and that guy won't get along. I just texted him, Eric, and said, hey, you got to give this guy a shot because you're presenting this stuff
Sure.
so
Yeah.
intelligently. I really appreciate that.
No, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be on
Yeah.
the show. Everybody here has been great.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have you on the Timcast. We'll talk more.
Yeah, I'd love to come out, Tim.
There's a lot less nudity and sex on the Timcast, but
Show your boobs.
So I've been thinking about bringing this up the entire
is all
show.
I
No,
do
go
the
ahead,
whole
I'm listening.
time.
And-
Sign up for Milfs and Merlot.
ba-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm listening, Eric.
so here's
Hello, my baby.
This is my favorite one of all, and I grew up watching Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
and for all the people that are watching out there, this is what I really want to know. Has anybody had a sexual ghost experience?
Perfect for our show.
Dan Aykroyd portrayed it in Ghostbusters.
did.
He laid on the bed like this,
Like
and
he
it
liked
zipped
it.
and
Wanna be
flipped
fucked by a
open, and
demon?
No, you wanna-
But that's a great question.
Sure,
So how
sure.
many are those? You don't hear.
exactly. So
There's not many sexual ghost stories.
right. So I went.
I'm gonna look
on-
it up. Hold on.
Yeah,
Go,
so
talk.
I did a Google search before I came over today just to kind of entertain
Oh,
that.
what'd you find? Nothing.
There was a few accounts. Again, I don't know if they're legit. Some lady said a ghost jumped in bed with her and the sheet
Is she
started
pregnant?
moving.
What would she
baby
have? A
ghost.
demon, half ghost, half human baby? What occurs?
That would be scary.
Eric, I need you to explain it to me.
Would it be like Constantine?
I love Constantine. I
for
love that
sure.
movie.
If I could be that cool and that stuff was really real, I think
I
I would be
know.
the real day Constantine.
I feel like you would. Your nickname is Constantine now.
Constantine.
100% from now on. But go ahead. So weird, crazy sex, ghost stories. Because
Yeah,
you would think,
it's-
okay, if there's a rapist
Top
in
five.
life, hold
Top
on.
5.
if you're a rapist in your normal life, so if you die and then you become a ghost,
Yes.
why wouldn't you be a rapist ghost?
Yeah, and then that goes to the thing before is like, well, then nothing-
Amityville, didn't the mom get raped in the Amityville horror?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't.
In the house?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like a thing? Like
How
the
do
mom
you
was raped?
change, right? You would just be the same thing as you are as a ghost.
Sure.
I mean,
But again, you only go off of what people say, and it's like,
Right.
is this really verified, or is this somebody grasping for attention?
right. So, but what's your opinion? So, if somebody's, like, just say a rapist, terribly, right?
So this is what I think. This is what my belief system tells me approaching it
Okay.
in one direction, is that if you're a ghost, you don't have to get into bed with anybody. I could just go visit you where you're taking a shower, or
No,
I
but
could just go...
You can
But
come
what
in
if-
whenever you want.
Right.
I know, but what if you're, like, horny and you don't know that you're dead or something, and you're like, I need to get laid?
Maybe you can in some sort of different form. I don't know.
So, do you always think that dead people know they're dead?
Yes and no. Yes.
So,
You guys-
it depends on the case, maybe, like...
I
Yeah.
want you to know that I was just anally raped by a ghost in the bathroom.
It was Tim. That was Tim.
Oh, it was Tim.
Yeah,
it was Tim.
I
Okay, that
saw
all-
him leave, and I was like, "Where did
It
he
all
go?"
makes sense
Yeah,
now.
Sure.
yeah, no,
It
that,
all makes
that,
sense.
That was Tim. That's
Okay.
no big deal.
All
That's
right,
not
all right.
Sure.
I'm gonna brush it. Look,
typical behavior.
Look, I'm just gonna brush it right
Typical
off my shoulder.
It's really racist to call a white person a ghost.
No,
Listen,
That's really
That's
insensitive.
not what we're
I'm not.
saying.
I'm not a racist at all.
What he's trying to defer from the fact that
I know he's trying to defer
Okay, listen. So
Kim.
if I don't know, how does somebody change? If so, who becomes a ghost and who doesn't? Because if
So-
everybody that dies becomes
Tragic.
a ghost, they would
Tragic.
be fucking
Tragic.
everywhere.
Absolutely.
You're
Absolutely.
No
Own-
bullshit though.
No. He's saying you
No.
can only pick up
What do
more
you-
so on tragic.
What do you
deaths.
classify as tragic then? A child, of course, right? A murder victim, maybe.
car accident.
Somebody who was lit in fire in a prison cell and came out walking and screaming
But
while they were
that's
on
different
fire.
from maybe a
car.
child who has a seizure and chokes and dies, right?
But that's tragic too.
okay, but that's what I'm saying. Who decides what's tragic and what isn't? And what?
There's
do you
no
know what I
book.
mean?
There is no book.
Timmy decides.
There
what's
is no
tragic
book
and
that
what's
says-
But
not.
that's what I'm saying. You're like
Timmy. I need that.
tragic equals ghost primarily, right?
No.
I mean,
Easier.
What I'm
easier-
saying is,
it's easier to read, is what he's saying. If
Give
there's
and
a
take.
tragic death, and let's say we all decided right now we're going to do the
Yes,
Ouija board.
yes.
You
We're
are
gonna-
more.
Let's do it.
We should do the Ouija
do it.
board. I want to see if it
We're gonna
really
do it.
works.
Let's do it
Okay,
here.
move those candles carefully.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Thank you, Tim.
Somebody who
Sexy.
died more tragically, I think I'm understanding that you're going to pick up that energy because it's so fucking
But
intense.
tragic.
right?
But who decides?
No one decides.
So this,
What's tragic
so let
is
me-
one
What's
may not
let
be
me-
tragic.
yeah,
What's
let me-
to
tragic
another.
for that person who died?
Go ahead, Eric.
Let me plug in a couple slots here. So
Do it.
They say that the devil walks on this earth every day, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if something tragic happens to somebody who's a devil's disciple, they're probably naturally, and just this is my brain working,
Mm-hmm.
they're probably naturally going to go with the devil. And the devil has influences on everything that we do in life.
So are you trying to say that's me? Like, so I'm going
You're
with
the devil. You're
No,
the devil.
no.
No, meaning like, so somebody who walks with the devil, like, doesn't believe
In God.
Right. So,
a God.
Right.
And I'm leaving this spectrum
well, of course.
open huge.
Wide spectrum. Yes, yes.
That's the way it's going
I
to be.
like her. That's her new home. I wish, I don't, just give it one. Dallas and Mel's boobs. Just take it home. Anyway, yes, so continue. Continue.
I forgot my
I know,
train of thought.
boobs, Dal.
Thanks, Mel.
So somebody that you were saying, somebody that walks with
So
the
somebody
devil.
that walks with the devil is going to be naturally attracted to that negative energy.
Okay, got you.
Now, I've read in spiritual books and other areas that you have a choice when you die, and this goes back to people who came back from the dead. You can go towards the light, or you can walk this earth.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if
Continue.
you have a time limit. I don't know if you have.
What do you mean?
So if you walk this earth, you may be able to walk this earth and then go to the light later. You may be able to make a decision that you walk this earth, and you may walk in a different dimension for the rest of your time. That may be the afterlife that you pick.
So you think there might be the decision there to
Yeah.
choose whether or not you stay in this
Sure.
fucked up limbo, if you will, right?
Sure.
Or move on.
Move on.
Okay.
And that can...
That's interesting,
That can go many directions. You know, I've heard people say reincarnation. Me and my dad just had this intelligent conversation about reincarnation and how we thought we were different family members.
Oh, the doll's raping Erik currently.
That's all right. I like to be raped.
But yeah, that's interesting, right? So reincarnation is a whole new...
it's a whole other
addition,
look.
right?
I mean, I could spend days talking about this.
I mean, literally, all of this. There's so many different pop-offs, if you will, of different groups of conversation that we could have. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I'm never going to look at you and say, like, me saying I don't necessarily fully believe. I don't think you're lying. I don't think. I'm like, oh, he's a fucking bullshitter or whatever. I'm just saying I've never experienced anything.
You've never experienced anything to even make you want to try to figure out more.
No, it literally intrigues me regardless. It
Heather,
does.
Heather, I'm just going to leave you with this. When you do this, treat it as a science experiment.
Yes.
Every night when you go to bed in your house, listen to what happens.
Let me tell you this. I do. 100%. My dog, because I have a dog, right? So not just me, but him. So we're aware. Generally, I don't go to bed with a lot of noise. Like occasionally I'll watch a video or whatever, but mostly it's like chill. So you, like you said, get to know the normal noises, right? That's a this, that's a that.
Sure.
I've never had. One time, I will say, I take that back. I just remembered. One time I had when I lived in Dearborn.
Why is it in Dearborn? Because
I
that's
don't
where
know.
mine happened. Was Dearborn Heights. That's the only
fucking
time
weird.
I've ever had.
So
anything.
is that why, like when we all lived in the same area?
Well, I was in Dearborn Heights.
I was in
the party store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it? Yes. Yeah.
I was at Campbell
That
and
house
Colgate.
I always felt
Close to your old house. Yes. Yeah.
So my mom has told me this, and like I said, I have a map of the area. There was a lot of farm fields and a lot of things going on there, but there was a food supply. So it could even be Indian ancestors that were migratory to that
It's my
area.
people. It's my people.
For the food.
Indian people.
Yeah,
It's my people.
For the food. I mean, there could have been berry patches. There could have been wild corn growing there. We don't know.
Who knows?
I mean, it's because it's undocumented. I mean, and then you got to remember, the Rouge River is really close too. That was also a water source for a lot of people.
Right. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Right in that area. And even that, I don't know how long that creek's been there. I think that was more man-made, but I mean, that area has a ton of history. It has.
It's interesting. So my story, yes. Okay. Which to me. So, right, like, I'll explain it. Not that I'll try to explain everything away. I'm just saying.
Give us the facts, ma'am. Only the facts.
Facts are. I was sleeping. I was sleeping in a bed by myself, right? Sleeping. My dog was there. I think it was Murphy at the time. It was Murph.
Yeah.
It was me.
It was
The gazelle.
the gazelle, yeah. Okay, so I was sleeping, and I remember my dog started barking. But I was sleeping, and I like it was a faint remembrance of like what's kind of happening, kind of thing. And as soon as like my dog barked the one time, like he barked, and I heard Heather, and I shut up, and my eyes opened, and I was like, oh, somebody called my name. I was like, somebody's in my fucking house. But my dog started barking at the exact same time, and I was like, what the fuck? So I assumed that it was Jeff at the time. And so I got up and I was like, what the fuck? There was nobody there. Nobody was in my house with me. My dog barked for like a second. Like he gave like maybe like 4 or 5 barks and then like chilled out, right? And that was it. But I remember hearing Heather.
Sure.
It was my fucking name. And I was like,
And that's terrifying.
but I was sleeping. Mm-hmm. And I remember opening my eyes and be like,
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Do you remember if it was a man's voice or a lady's voice?
no, I have no idea.
Okay.
I could not specify to you. I don't know.
And that's hard to do because when
Yeah,
you're
for
sleeping,
sure.
even when you're in a dream state, you have
you just know you heard your name.
right.
Precisely.
You're like, I know for a fact I heard my name.
Because
Was
I
it a boy
called
or
him
girl?
and asked him.
I don't know.
I asked the question, like, were you around? No. And I'm like, oh, well, literally somebody said my name. I woke up and the dog barked and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was
absolutely.
like, but to me, that's not like, so to me, right? This is the way my brain works. And I know like you'll say, oh, it's me trying to justify or what,
But that's normal.
Right. So I was dreaming, yes. And then, but I don't know. It's crazy. I get it. I don't know.
You would have to have something that scared the shit out of you.
It did scare the shit because I went right. I was like,
But see,
I was over it.
If it scared the shit out of you, it would
I
make
was
you
like,
question
anyway.
it. Right? Wouldn't it make you question it? Like if you were really scared.
no, it would literally take like a crazy figure in front of me being like, Heather.
And going, I'm awake.
Like,
I'm awake. This
yeah,
is
and
real.
I'd be like, literally, I'm smoking a cigarette on my back porch, like, what's happening?
It's
Are you
almost
real?
like Channel Zero. Does
What?
anybody watch that? The
No.
Upside Down World in Channel
Oh,
Zero.
no.
You guys have never
What the
watched
fuck are you
Channel
talking
Zero?
about?
Oh my God, you have a whole new show to watch.
Channel
it's called
Zero.
Channel
It's called
Zero.
Channel.
Yeah.
I remember watching Channel 1 in high school. I thought that was what you were talking about.
Sure.
It's called Channel Zero.
He's like,
Second
sure.
season's way better than the
Okay.
first, but either way.
Should we Ouija it?
I think we should try.
What kind of questions should we do?
I don't even know how to properly
use.
use the Ouija.
Yeah, how do you properly use a Ouija?
Ouija.
So the wedgie board.
Wedgie, is that what you call it? A
wedgie?
The
wedgie?
wedgie
Let's
board.
try it.
The wedgie board.
Move your drinks out of
So
the way.
let's
Yeah,
give it. So
we'll give it a go here.
professional at home. How should we use a Ouija?
So a lot of people say that when you do the Ouija board, you really want to, everybody, since there's so many of us, probably one hand would be good. We don't have
Oh,
to.
I like that.
We don't have to two-hand it.
Right. I wanted to hand it.
We're going to
kinda,
do
but-
this probably like close to on our way out.
Okay.
What the fuck are you
Let's
talking
see.
about?
Hold on. Hold on. Our producer's texting us.
Okay. So normally
Text.
you could say using it one-handed.
All three of us will put a hand on there. We will rub the Ouija
I
board.
can't read a goddamn thing he just text messaged.
Hold
What
on.
did it say?
Hold on.
I'm blind.
Wonder if any of his instruments can detect which titty bar we're going to after the show.
Oh, we already know that. Yeah, we already knew that. We don't need his instruments
Tim,
for that.
I think it just detected legs. Oh wait, that place burned
I'm
down.
gonna
It's
I'm gonna
dramatic.
speak for Eric's wife when I say
None.
shut it the fuck
Yeah.
down.
She doesn't. We don't condone that kind of shit.
You know, actually, we had that conversation. She is okay with me going.
Oh, fantastic! Never mind.
Perfect.
I
Scratch
have
that.
always been okay with Dave
Yeah,
going. I
scratch
don't have an
that.
issue with it.
Yeah.
You don't want to marry one of them
No,
bitches. That's
no,
not a girl
no,
you want to
no,
marry.
no,
Come on.
yeah.
That's a whole different
Yuck.
situation. Okay. We're gonna Ouija
Everybody
board it
take
up.
deep breaths. Okay.
All right.
We
Do I
are
put-
going to do the Ouija board for you guys so
Do
you
I
guys
put
can
one
see.
finger? Do I put two? I don't know
think
what.
just
what
one
do I
hand.
do?
Like,
Whatever's
you barely
comfortable.
touch it.
So we'll all get close here. Let me fix the
move
mic.
Doesn't
this
it have to
around.
get quiet or?
I
don't know.
See, the lights are already flickering.
What is happening?
So
I'm gonna give two fingers. Okay, I'm
literally-
gonna give two fingers like I normally do.
Yeah, just
what?
do it.
I like how
On
there's two fingers.
The occasion.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our hands on here, all of us, and we're gonna move it in a circular motion.
Okay.
And then we're gonna stop in the middle. And keep in mind, you want to put enough pressure on this to where you're not gonna move it, but you're gonna keep your spot in on the Ouija board.
Okay,
So
if
just
it-
barely
So just
touch
barely
it.
touch it, and now we're all going to go in a circle a few times. Just kind of
Which way? Okay,
It doesn't
there we
matter
go,
which
there
way.
we go,
Yeah.
There we go.
And then you can kind of feel it. It can glide on its own, but it's not stopping under our weight. And then we just kind of warm it up a little bit here, and then we're pushing too hard.
Got it.
All right. All right. Now we just stop in the middle and
Okay.
ask a question.
Mel.
Is anyone here?
Oh my God, that was like perfect timing with your phone.
It was fucking Tim. No, it
Of course
wasn't.
it is.
No, it wasn't.
I'm shocked.
No, it was Dave.
Listen, pay attention. We need to zone in.
Okay, shh.
Take a breath.
I'm moving
Listen,
my phone. I'm moving
we
my
gotta
phone.
take a breath. We gotta get into it. Like I am the skeptic here, and I'm like trying to.
Sure. And see, we could be waiting for days. To
I
this-
know,
to-
but
this to
listen,
move.
it's a test.
So just
that's all.
just keep
We
your
don't-
hands on.
We're,
Is
we're not
anyone
expecting
there?
miracles.
Is anything
Anyone
happening?
there? Come on, Tim. Are you coming in? Come on, we're gonna Ouija board.
Jesus. Oh God. Oh,
I got to go to the left hand now.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right, everybody in.
You feel that warmness? I know you do. Anyway.
It's all a feeling.
Wait, hold on. Let's move it back here.
Yep.
Here we go. Okay,
Tim, are you
now?
in?
Now.
Come on,
okay.
Tim.
Shh.
Whose basement are we in? And like Tim said, he feels no negativity in this
right,
house. So.
but so let's you lead it. So you're good with the question, like
Sure.
you know what to do, right? So go.
So anytime you ask these things questions, you want to make sure they're pertinent to the property or something that can literally be answered by the board.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So you're a professional.
Sure.
Is anybody here?
Is anybody here with us?
Is there anybody here with us? I can't hardly talk because my lip injections are swollen.
So yeah, I mean,
It's fucked up.
So Ouija board.
Nothing there,
How many
nothing.
thumbs down? The Ouija board gets 4 thumbs down from Milfs and Merlot.
so
And-
yeah.
And
We're giving
Dave,
it a-
Dave, Tim's totally trying to lure you in to go out.
Who? What? Oh, Dave needs to fucking hang with his homies.
Tim's texting Dave, telling him we're Ubering
Dave,
to a
I
bar.
haven't hung out with you
Regardless,
in 2 years.
Just
Come
tell
hang out.
Dave to
Listen,
come pick us up, and
Erik?
wherever he wants to go, we'll go. Tell him to come
Erik,
get us
though.
all.
Yes, yes.
On the professional tip. What are our best? No, we
The
should-
Ouija board isn't. Look.
But what are our best chances? Okay, so like if we want to like at home, right? So I'm being serious. If you want to be like at home, like let me try my best to. Bye.
To feel the heat.
all right.
To okay. I want to try. I'm Mel. I'm at home. I'm with my Ouija board.
Look, I'm acting it out like it's a.
So you're just thinking
Yeah.
positive thoughts about being
So I would never play with
open.
myself because you can be your own worst enemy.
I
That's
love to
true.
play with
True
myself.
True story, but regardless, just having an open mind, is that what you think is like the most important thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, just observing your daily environment.
Yeah.
To see what's out of the norm.
normal, what's not normal.
Sure.
I know
Is
my
anybody
boiler comes
there?
on and it makes this crazy noise. My whatever,
My heat
whatever.
comes on, makes
yeah.
the floor creak. Yeah, that's
Right.
That's the stuff. Or you start hearing knocks and other things. That was weird. That was just moving.
Because she just got a text message.
Is anybody there?
Did you just get a text? Is that your phone going?
She
off?
did.
Okay,
It goes, knock, knock, knock. Look at her. She's, yep, see, there it is again.
that's funny.
She's fucking with us.
She's gonna have her own paranormal experience.
Listen.
Is anybody there?
I hope she does, literally.
The knock knock phone.
I do.
It's
I
a
hope she
number 4, guys.
What does that
I'm really
mean?
scared.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God.
I asked if anybody was there, and it landed on the number 4.
Oh, we're going to figure that out. I don't know.
Could that be relating to your birthday?
No, she's 27th.
27 years old this year.
She is.
I said
literally.
21. I thought it was 21.
Look.
Oh my
look.
God, you're amazing.
Look how
she
young.
literally does like, but she
Yeah,
thinks
right.
that's weird. Like she can't pass for that age, but she's
I
psychotic.
can't
But anyway,
Yeah,
pass for
absolutely.
that
Yeah.
age.
Absolutely.
whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, okay. So going further, what, if anything else, do you want to say about what you do,
Oh,
what you
yeah.
experience, what you?
We're gonna wrap it up. What
Okay.
do you got for us, Eric?
So this is
Spew
the,
it, baby.
the last,
Throw it
last
up.
part of the show here. I ITC Research. I'm going to give a shout out to the Ghost Hunter store and the guys that make all this cool gadgetry.
Yes.
I brought my spirit box with me, and what this does is scans radio frequencies at 100 milliseconds forward and backwards. And you guys will get a taste of that here, and we can ask it some questions.
What's my number?
And we might be able to hear something.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
turn it on. Is
Let's
it
do
on?
it. Let's do it.
No, not yet. I'm going to flip it on here just one
Because I
second.
don't remember which.
It was set. It was.
No, it was, but I just. Oh,
All right,
I
now
don't
it's on.
remember.
There you go. You heard everybody heard.
Is it 8?
It's live. No,
No.
It's good. Is it too loud?
Is it?
Is that good,
what's-
guys?
No, but there was a
Tim?
specific number. Tim,
We need you.
It's good.
you know I shouldn't
can
be
hear
in
it
this
here.
chair.
I can hear it here.
I can hear the static.
That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
just
we're
that
good.
one. Okay.
Well, we don't want to get too loud. You can come down a little bit.
Come down a
Come
little.
down a little. Keep going, because we still want to hear.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So 100 milliseconds, it's going to hit every radio frequency all up and down the spectrum. So we're just going to go backwards here.
So it bleeps the top. Boop, boop. Shh, up, quiet. Shh.
And this is what you hear.
We're
You
gonna
hear
listen,
the frequencies
listen.
going. All right, is there anybody here that can speak into this device for me? Can you tell me your name?
Now, is it picking up pieces of the radio? Yeah.
Very, very. But just remember, it's only picking up, though, 100 milliseconds of that radio station.
Short
bursts.
Yeah.
So when you hear something that's stretched out over 500 milliseconds and it's all continuous from the same, I mean, what?
So if it's a radio or something, it's going to be like that quick.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Whatever
You're just
they're
gonna hear
saying.
it. Yep.
But if it's stretched,
If it
that's the real
stretches,
shit.
that's the real
okay.
shit.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
Absolutely. So is there anybody out there that can communicate with us? Can you speak into my device? Can you tell me your name? Can you tell us one of our names? And it's weird that sometimes this will work great, and sometimes you'll have nothing at all.
Yeah.
I just did a newly acquired business in Taylor on Van Born, and we were having all sorts of stuff come through, and then it went like dead air.
You missed it.
Will you come to Lucky?
Sure. Can you speak into my device? Tell me your name. Are you in here with this basement with us? Are you the devil?
Yes.
Most things I found are about 100 milliseconds to 120 milliseconds. But again, I've only had really good luck with this device.
Okay. Can I have questions?
Can you interject?
Can I ask questions?
Sure.
We're listening.
Absolutely. Open.
So I
Open for
hear
business.
Radio blips.
Well, no, it sounds like my voice. It sounds like from back when I was sitting here for a while.
Oh.
I hear a little. Is it capturing stuff that we're streaming? Like, what's that device doing?
It's
It's
like,
counting through the radio frequencies at 100 milliseconds per channel and counting backwards on the frequency. I've heard my own voice in this thing too, and I
Yeah.
can't tell you what it is.
So it like bops against like it skims like.
Because those little
Yeah.
blips are my voice from
Right.
when I was sitting
so
here.
you're okay. So he's saying that could be right.
So you literally have a fucking time machine.
Fuck. Seriously, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just listen. Hold on.
Let's just listen.
Listen. Shh.
Can you tell me your name? Are you in this basement with us right now? Do you know Tim, Heather, or Mel?
What was that? Radio.
It's radio. It's
What do you
catching
know?
Radio blips.
What do you know?
Hey, you told me.
You
I was
don't know.
fucking paying attention.
Yeah, this takes some
You're just a
time.
hot
You
I
just
know.
have
I
to-
was gonna
You
say.
don't even
I will
know.
see. I've watched plenty of shows and shit where they use this, and they've shown we're like, oh, hey, are you here? And they're like, yes, and they like it literally answers right fucking back.
Right.
Well, let him do it.
Are you? That's what you do. Okay, so ask another question.
Oh.
But
with you.
and that's,
with you.
That's it.
Okay, on the real tip.
Shabba-dabba-doo.
On the real tip. Go, Eric.
Okay, here we go. So again, this could take several minutes. We could have luck. It could be nothing.
Okay, just bear with us.
It's
for
a
the silence.
It's
Well, it's a science here.
It's a science. This is exactly
Well,
what it
we're
is. Yep.
we're just living science.
That's it.
It's-
That's it.
Either you can hang with science or you can't.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
In with science or out with science.
Go. What's your question?
Can you tell us your name? Are you here in the basement with us? Use this device and tell me your name. Can you tell me your name?
Watch.
Now, see, this is actually out of radio frequency right here.
Okay.
Oh, we're
starting to
off the
come
charts,
in.
yeah.
We're starting to come in a little bit.
You said come.
Oh, I like it.
You
We're
said
coming.
But still, let's
We're coming. We're
Stay
for
with
shits
it.
and
Stay with
giggles.
it.
We're gonna
Yeah,
stay with it. I like it.
Listen. I know the guy that owns the studio, so.
Are you a happy or mean demon? If you're a demon,
like you're asking it a question. Like you're asking a question. Just be like, are you here with us?
Okay.
Are you a demon? Are you the devil? What's your
Okay.
name?
Are you male or female?
Well, you're missing a letter, dude.
What else, Eric? What is something you would ask them?
You just want to ask them questions that's pertinent
they-
that you know, like answers.
When
to-
did you die? That was actually Tim. Listen, we're trying to be all scientific and shit, and Tim's over there wheezing into the
Are
microphone.
you catching this?
He's got
Do
a
you see what's
scientific
happening?
Okay,
wheeze.
so. Oh. How did you die?
How did you die? Are you here with us right now? Can you speak into my device?
I think they have a neutral house, yeah, like he was saying.
Yeah,
I don't know. Listen, I'm all down. We're going to go eventually to a good spot,
no idea
whether
what
it's
you're
the
even
Ohio
spelling.
Reformatory, right, or not. Someplace we need to go. Oh.
We have real shit happening.
My God. Regardless, we're going to go somewhere with you, the professional. We're going to fucking take some shit, see what happens. I'm
Sure.
down. I am fully open to you 100% proving me wrong. I am down for it.
Sure.
Is what I'm saying to you.
No, and that's
Regardless, it's fun for me. It's interesting to me. I think it's amazing. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead.
Sure. You know, it's like what I told you before. You can be open to it.
Yeah.
You cannot be open to it. But at the end of the day, you just have to have equipment to help you make a decision.
Well, for sure. I'm never going to say 100%.
I'm open.
Never. Yeah, no. So hopefully we can go. We'll get, if it's the Ohio place, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'd like to do Mansfield Reformatory with you guys.
Is that your favorite spot thus far?
That is one of my favorite
Really?
spots.
One
Yeah.
of your. So thus far though, what's your favorite?
It would be.
It would
probably be Mansfield.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Okay,
Yep,
so
yep,
we're gonna
very
go.
Creepy.
Hopefully we'll get some shit on video, maybe on some shit. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a ghost or two.
So the program works as you get down there. I think it's like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. They give you a guided tour of the whole building. A guy named Scott that I've met a few times, very nice guy. He'll walk you through the building, explain all the things that have happened.
But then you can do it on your own.
Yeah, and then they shut off the lights, they shut down everything, and you're on your own.
Yeah. I'm in.
I'll say the unfortunate part when I went, they had a double booking, so we had some contamination from people.
We can't be
No.
dealing with that.
We're going to pay for our own private.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
looked it up.
Yep.
It's not that
We can't.
expensive.
No,
We're
it's
going
like
to do it.
yeah, you really do. You have to pay for your private.
It's like $1,100 and security deposit
That's what he
or
said
something
before,
for
yeah.
insurance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
No double
No.
booking.
Yeah, no, please.
We go alone.
Please,
No,
Scott, if
we
you're
don't do
listening,
with
don't
that.
double
We
book
fly
us.
alone. We fly alone.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Yes or no?
Let's see. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a clear yes. Go ahead.
Yes. The other cool part about it, well, not so cool. There is still a maximum security prison right next to that place.
Love it. Love it.
So if there's bad energy, there's still bad energy going on right next door at Shady Acres.
Love it.
Shady Acres? Is that really what it's called?
No, that's what I call it.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's like a
love
movie
Shady
name.
Acres. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll all go. It'll be a good time.
We're gonna film some shit. Hopefully,
We
that's
will.
the
We will,
plan.
absolutely.
So we'll go. We'll film some shit. Put it on our shit, and it's gonna be awesome shit.
You know, we never even watched
I said shit
our
3 times.
Eloise video here.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
we had
We had it pulled up.
Which one?
The Eloise one, the very Tim had it pulled
Whoa,
up
whoa,
there.
whoa, whoa,
Wait a minute.
minute. Hold.
Heather,
Yes, ma'am.
we do have the Eloise video. While you're looking for that, I wanted you to know
What?
that our dear friend Christy is with her cousin,
Did she meet Ben Stiller?
whom Tim is doing like a mini series or some shit with Ben Stiller. I love Ben Stiller.
I love Ben
I love
Stiller.
the
He's amazing.
fuckers.
Yep. He's an amazing
But
actor.
she's like actually hanging out in his hotel room right now. We should
Can we
probably
call
check
her?
Let's
This-
try.
yeah.
Okay,
Is
listen.
he going to be stopping in?
Halt,
I
who
don't know.
goes there? We gotta call Chrissy. She might be.
Let's see if we can get Ben Stiller on
Please,
the phone. Wouldn't that be
please.
amazing?
What are we gonna talk to him about, though?
I don't know.
We're
gonna
talk
ask him about
paranormal.
Paranormal.
Go for
Hold
it.
on one
Let's
second.
see.
Do it.
Let me find her number. You guys, I don't have my glasses on. I
Listen,
can't
your
see
old
shit.
ass eyes. You better focus, bitch.
I just
I'm
want to let
calling
you know
her
I'm
right
having
now.
a bunch of fun. Thank you guys for having
so
me.
glad.
Thanks, Tim.
We're so
Thanks,
glad that you
Mel.
came
Thanks, Heather.
on.
You guys are awesome.
Oh, here comes Tim. He's got something to say.
Hold on.
Hold on. Give us 5 seconds.
Make sure Mel doesn't fuck this up.
Yeah, make sure.
I'm trying.
Fuck this up. Mel, don't fuck this up.
She ain't gonna answer the phone. She
She
knows I'd be
won't.
calling her.
Okay,
right now.
what am I looking for Eloise, though? Eloise,
Just go
what?
up, no, just go up to the tab up there, the second
Not the
one over to the
trailer.
right.
At the plaza?
All the way
What do
up.
you mean?
All the way up to the top. Up,
What
up,
the
up,
fuck?
up.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
right here?
Other way.
Okay, look.
Keep going. Dearborn Paranormal. Right there.
Yes, right
There
there.
you go. Yeah, there you go.
What is
so
this,
I just
though?
want to let everybody
We don't have
know.
that plugged into the audio.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no audio. It's
problem.
okay. You guys can check it out. Dearborn Paranormal Research. It's my Eloise video. When I filmed this video, I was with my cousin and my team psychic at the time. It was a very good place to go. It took me a lot of work to get inside the building. Even when we got inside the building, we met a lady named Mary, and she was not happy we were there. Which was
really?
it was really tough. But inside the foyer in the front room, there was like some weird stuff moving around.
What do you mean stuff?
Wait. I have a very important question.
Sure.
Is Mary getting laid? Is that why
No,
she's not happy? Mary was not getting
Negative,
laid,
negative.
and that is why she. Okay,
Negative.
but anyway, continue, please.
Yeah, she definitely had a dusty turkey.
Dusty Turkey.
Yeah.
Favorite band.
Yep.
Wait, I did find our band name, but go ahead, please continue.
So we were allowed into the property by one of the people there, and they okayed us to go in. And then when we walked around the property, she was the superintendent of the building, wasn't told that we were there, and she
well,
pretty.
she's surprised. She doesn't. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
hey, look, I'm a nice person. When I meet somebody, I like to hold my hand out and shake their hand and kind of explain why we're there.
right.
Like this.
Precisely.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Precisely.
It's respect.
Yeah, she literally just went like this and didn't want to shake my hand.
Oh, she's
and,
evil.
And
She's
just,
faithful.
Yeah, she could have been the devil in the building.
You know why? She thought you were weirdo. I don't buy it. I love Eric. I know what he's talking is real.
Sure.
Well, she don't know though.
Sure.
She don't know.
No, she really didn't. So after she met with us, we pretty much got the boot out of there. But I got some good film footage while I was in there. The very first part of the video, there's actually a shadow thingy moving on the wall. When I was in there was nobody else in there but just me.
Do you have this on video?
It's on this video right
Can
here.
we-
What
Yes,
video? What?
Yes.
Hold on.
And it's not
Hold
my shadow.
This right here. Okay.
Can we please, can Milfs and Merlot follow you on a ghost investigation?
Absolutely.
He's fucking me up.
Very excited.
About doing it in one of those places.
We did Ohio Reformatory.
Yeah.
Tim, do you got GoPros?
Tim?
No,
can
we
do
need a
GoPros.
GoPro.
Okay.
But what if we all? Okay, we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, no, it would be great. So if you literally play this,
I'm trying.
Yeah, right in here. This is the very first part of the video. Go
Okay,
back a
so
little bit.
wait.
Just
Ask him if Mel's boobs can come.
Can Mel's boobs come?
yeah, sure.
Are
I'd
you
be down.
sure? Are
Was
you
it-
sure?
Was
Keep
it
going back.
toxic
Okay, so
twat?
but-
Keep
okay,
going
Heather,
back. Go all the way
Heather.
back to the beginning. See
Heather.
right
So
there,
this
right
is
there.
Dearborn Paranormal Research Society of Michigan.
Yep.
Eloise.
Yep.
That's what you got to type in.
And this video literally made my YouTube channal. As you guys can see, it's got
I can
17,000
Yeah.
views.
Okay, so what's happening?
Eric, can you teach us how to get more views? No, listen, we have 47 strong followers, and
But
we are
hold
very
on.
proud of that.
Hold
Yes.
on, what's actually happening?
So
Oh my
this
God.
this is just let it roll. I'll kind of give you guys a narration as it's going. So this is the main switch panel. If you're watching this video at home on your computer or wherever,
Mel.
www.youtube.com/watch V equals
FGBH, whatever that means. Is that some sort of move?
Dearborn Paranormal Research Society of Michigan.
Yeah, so the switch panels.
Eloise.
Yep, Eloise. The switch panel's still there, the original switch panel for Eloise. There's a bunch of replacement creepy teeth like in all the little creepy medical equipment. I guess at one point that was a museum in the front part, but Wayne County got rid of that. And I guess they're trying to sell it. I would love to find somebody that would go in with me, like kind of like what they did with Mansfield, and actually buy the property, and we can make it a ghost hunt all year round, because I know that building has enough to support a mortgage payment, I guess you could say.
Listen, guys, we're going to put together a team of investors. We could do this all year round.
That would be great.
What do they want for that?
I think see, I thought I seen 1.3 million, but then I thought I seen 3 million.
Oh, that's a lot of fucking money.
But it could be 1.3. It's a big complex, and the tunnels underneath are still in existence in some spots. And I've also been told I'm involved with, I won't say I'm involved with, but my friend is very involved with Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, my favorite.
Out of the state, Wayne. And he told me there's a tunnel in the basement there. And then I know the one of the guys at US 12 where Dave used to play, and he says that there's a tunnel in his basement where there's a remnant
Scotty,
of that.
I'll call the owner right now.
So yeah,
out.
if Scotty would know something about that.
Scotty,
if
is there
you're
a
watching,
tunnel underneath? I'll text him right now.
Text him if there's any remnants of that, because I believe that whole strip was actually connected to
remnants
Eloise.
of a tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a partial collapsed tunnel in the basement of the Michigan State Theater there on Michigan. And I've been told it's there, and part of it's collapsed. I would like to get in there and check it out for myself, which I've been invited to.
Can you text to this number? I'm fucking blind right now.
Uh-oh.
Can you just text, is there a tunnel under the 12 that links to whatever we were going to ask him?
This isn't an iPhone. I'm not used to this.
No, not an iPhone. Galaxy.
No,
I'm a Galaxy girl.
It's funny. Is there a tunnel in your basement? US 12.
We're texting Scott Gochai of the US 12 in Wayne to find out if there is remnants of a tunnel underneath the US 12, because they say there are remnants of tunnels underneath a lot of Wayne.
Liar.
No,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
No.
I'm just kidding. What is it?
We're texting Scott Gochai right now because he said
who is
the
who?
US 12. Eric said.
Did you already explain who he is?
Yes, I know who he is.
He is Erik, and Scott Gochai is the co-owner, the Gochai family.
Thank you, Tim.
Yes.
Thank you, Tim.
Gochai family are the owners of the US 12 Bar and Grill in Wayne, Michigan.
Correct.
So we want to know if there's remnants of a tunnel that leads to the Wayne Theater, the State Wayne that leads to also the...
So it would be all tied to Eloise, part of the original.
Yes,
it would.
Yes.
And if you guys ever drive there, which I think you can go on the property, there's just no trespassing, you can go behind Eloise and you can still see the tunnel mounds. And I don't know if they still go under the golf course. I imagine they'd be removed, but you can see the hills where those tunnels used to connect. And my dad actually told me that tunnel used to connect Eloise to... Was it Wayne General Hospital that used to be there? I mean, I'm not really...
I never did any of these weird little, like, when you were 16 and everybody's like, drive up to the fucking statue and it turns to Mary and you drive away. Like,
well, you guys are kind of by Denton Road, right? Denton Road was
but I've never done any of these things. Should we do them one night?
That would be another fun one to do live.
Would we do these one night?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've never been in the tunnels of Eloise. Sure. Everyone's been there. I've never been there. I've never done... Someone used to say... What was it? Like 7 in Middle Belt, there was a cemetery. And if you drove up right at midnight, there was like a fountain.
That you could see.
And it would turn into something.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Denton Road was another one where they say they've seen lights. They've heard unexplained voices in the woods.
Nothing.
Recently, I just discovered this other weird place that's up in the UP. If you go at dusk, there's a big orange ball. Heather, just type in... well, let's watch this first. I know
I have to pee. You guys watch this.
Go ahead.
We're down.
So just hit play right here, Heather.
If I can find my mouse. Uno momento.
Don't double-click your mouse.
I mean, listen. No, literally, I don't know where my mouse is.
It's right up there. Oh, it just went past the screen there.
Where, Erik?
Just do it slow. Oh, there you go.
Okay. So Dearborn Paranormal Research Society of Michigan, Eloise, is what you want to type into YouTube.
Nope, just let. Yeah, there you go. Yep, you can do that. So here we go. That's all the creepy stuff.
When you first walk in, I've been there.
Yep.
There's shit on either side, like they have it displayed.
So there's a shadow figure right here coming up. Watch right there.
Where? Oh, I saw it. It was a shadow.
It moved. And that was not my shadow. That was from where I was standing. It was not plausible. It wasn't. And somebody actually pointed it out in the comments, and I was like, okay.
So it wasn't plausible. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is another...
So this is the main entryway. This is just kind of... I mean, it's got creepy, like, teeth forms.
I'm obsessed with... Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's an outside shot. So anyways, when I filmed this, there was a couple of errors that happened, and I just apologize to our audience.
Okay.
The filming wasn't the best quality at that point. I was still
this is
trying.
Pretty good.
Yeah. It moves back and forth. My cousin Paul was trying to help me, and he did the best job that he could with what he had. And we got in the building there for a little while and got a chance to walk around. And I went back a second time incognito and pretended like I was visiting somebody on the upper floors.
Oh,
and I only
really?
Yeah, I had snap photography for that, and was pretty much in and out really quick. And most of the areas that I wanted to access were pretty much locked, so it was a dead end there.
So, what is your feeling though from being in the buildings there? Like, what are you?
So, a lot of the buildings that surrounded that place, I would tell you, was probably where most of the damage happened. And that being said, I feel like the main building probably has some stuff going on, but I would say the grounds have probably even more going on, just because of the nature of the history. When you look at that, I don't know if you've seen, Heather, that the hospital in the background, that's one of the tunnels that's supposed to connect the two, but I couldn't find out how to get into that to go walk to the other hospital. Yeah.
Huh.
That was my team psychic, Laura. She's no longer with me. She spent a short time with us. She was a great person. Just she lived on the other side of town. Our schedules were conflicting.
You are.
Yeah.
Look at your face.
Yeah.
So overall, your feeling of Eloise?
A good haunted place, probably. You'll have to do a little bit of work to try to get anything on camera or actually document anything. When I say that may be multiple times, multiple visits before you're going to see anything. And on this day, we got lucky. Somebody already vandalized the building and ripped the board off the side of it, so I could just stick my hand in with my camera.
Right.
When I did the audio back when I was putting this video together, there was actually a weird scream at the end of this video, and I can't to this day figure out really what it was. It was not on the. Didn't happen when we were there. It's something that my camera picked up.
So you didn't hear it audibly yourself.
Yeah, my camera picked it up, and it was like a real rah like that.
No
and it
shit.
happened really quick. And then we went over to try to go to the Potter's Field, but that's big time fenced in, and you can't get in it.
Where's that at?
It's almost directly across the street. The model planes fly there. There's a sign like the Model Plane Flying Club flies at this time.
What's special about that area, though?
Those unmarked graves.
Okay.
In the deaths that happened. I just think that's really sad. You have a family relative, and they just kind of all pile in together.
Yeah.
So if I say anything happened, it would probably be just like a restless spirit maybe there that would be kind of malignant or kind of repeating history.
Gotcha.
We really don't know. People died there for no reason. We're talking shock therapy, beatings.
Oh, well, yeah.
Just because they didn't know how to treat the mentally ill back then.
So what do you say about somebody? Okay, let me just say. Somebody who's lived somewhere who's never had one paranormal type experience ever. Like, what could you say is the explanation there? Like, why would, other than not being open to it, like, what if somebody is nightly like, I'm into it, I welcome it, like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I'm being serious. Like, what would be, in your explanation, why they never experienced it?
It really, at the end of the day, it boils down to them not believing in it, not wanting to see anything.
Okay, but aside from that, so I'm saying somebody who was like, I welcome it, like I'm asking for it, I believe, I want to.
Doesn't matter. Did it my whole life. Nothing happens.
It's just luck of the draw.
Okay.
Right place at right time.
No, and there's no perfect answer. I'm just saying your opinion, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
No, that's
okay.
And that's what it is. You're at the right place at the right time.
Okay.
And that's when you go to these places. Like, I'm going to be going back to Mansfield this next time to see what I can come across.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, and nothing may not happen to any of us. We may be there for 5-6 hours walking around all dead tired.
Right.
Luck of the draw.
And we get nothing.
and
Luck of the draw.
Yeah,
But sometimes when you go there, there's remarkable things that happen. I mean, faces, people walking around, ghosts, shadows, knocks on things, just all sorts of stuff.
Crazy shit.
I'll give you a good example, though. This is a really good one. I was convinced I had caught something in Mansfield. I had it on camera. I was like, I have the piece of video that's going to make me $1 million. Well, it was 4 raccoons living in the basement.
Sons of bitches.
On that note, you have to check out Erik at
Dearborn Paranormal Research Society of Michigan.
We will
.com?
post it, though.
Yeah, that's
Is
a
it
Facebook.
.com?
It's a Facebook page.
It's a
so
Facebook page.
that would be /Facebook.
We will post it on our site. We'll tag him. We'll do all the necessary things.
We
but-
will, and if you guys want us to, we will go on something with Erik, and we will see what we can find.
Yes, we're,
Yes,
we're
absolutely.
going
we
to.
we have to because
have to
I
have
want it to happen. I want it so
on-site
bad.
location shit.
Yep.
I want
It's
it so
going
bad.
down.
No, I have a few phone calls I can make. The only thing we have to do if we go to Mansfield, we have to reach out to the property owner.
Okay,
to
I'm fine with
see
that.
is
I'd
funny about that
rather.
stuff.
I looked up this month because I wanted trying to plan something for my birthday. So we
Okay.
were going to try to rent something just for us so no one else could go. And a lot of places have the Halloween-y type shit there
That
for
doesn't-
in October. So we need to plan it for
Yeah.
September. Because they say that if it's cold outside, it's going to be cold in there. They don't have any heat. So we need to plan it before
I don't
October.
care.
Remember this too: when it gets cold, you can see your breath. And
Yes.
I don't know how many people I've seen in the paranormal
Right,
world, even
right.
at Fort Wayne in Detroit, which is
Right.
another one. They're like, "I caught a ghost," and they've gone
like,
on
"That's
an
your breath,
October. That's
bitch."
your breath, absolutely.
But it's
not
30
real.
degrees out.
Right.
Right.
So just
right.
keep that in mind, or cigarettes.
So September would be good. September
sure.
would be
Yep.
good. So maybe we could do something. Thank you, Erik, so
In the
much for
meantime- No
coming out.
Thank you.
One more time in the meantime, your Facebook,
Facebook.
where can they reach you? What are we?
Dearborn Paranormal Research Society of Michigan, and
There
that's
you
my
go.
Facebook.
His
Okay.
name is Erik Biggs.
Erik Biggs.
If you are having any
Or Mr.
issues,
Biggs.
Mr.
Mr.
Biggs, if
Mr.
you're nasty.
I'll be home.
I
I'll
loved
be
your
home
cat
in a few,
scratch.
honey.
Aw. You can contact Erik through Facebook, Erik Biggs.
reach out to me. Say hi. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you want to see, and we'll all get together and have a good time.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Milfs and Merlot out.
Peace, bitches.
Bitches.